Hi everybody, it's Isaac here, back with another video. Today's video is going to be more of a podcast style video, but it won't be as long as a podcast. And I'm just going to be talking about how I got to where I am today, both in typing and Nitro Type, and what lessons you can deduct from some of my very bad typing habits. So first of all, let's go to my stats when I first started Nitro Type. Now, I guess we'll have to go to monthly activity. Okay, I did 169 races, and I averaged 21 words per minute. Now, my first race ever was 19 words per minute, so it was about that. Okay. At this point, I had just gotten off of typing.com. I had just decided to try Nitro Type because all my friends were urging me to try it, and I'm like, I want to finish all the lessons, man. I don't know what I was thinking. In reality, definitely make sure you know what you're doing before you join Nitro Type. I did not. I still looked at the keyboard when I typed. I had terrible accuracy. I got really not focused I was not focused at all of which were bad habits that could have been corrected if I used proper learning typing websites. I recommend typing.com because it's free, but there's also Type Club, which I don't know if it's free or not. I think my school had to pay for it, but it may be free now. I don't know. I'd have to ask my school. But knowing what you're doing before you start Nitro Type is very important. So yeah, that's a habit you should do and get into before you start Nitro Type, and make sure you're practicing on a website like TypeRacer, where it makes you fix your mistakes, or 10 Fast Fingers, or whatever websites there are now. Those are the two that I use for accuracy. That's the first thing you want to know when you actually are ready to start Nitro Type. You need to have good accuracy. If you don't, your typing speeds are not going to go up very fast. I've seen videos of people who literally have accuracy in the 30s and 40s%. It's going to take them very long to improve. So before you try to improve your typing skills, in terms of words per minute, improve your accuracy. Don't try to type faster until you can type with at least 98% accuracy on a good race. Now, of course, will there be races where you don't type that? Yes, there will be. That's normal. But you want to make sure your accuracy is definitely really close to 100. Now, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be pretty frustrating. Right now, I'm trying to fix my accuracy, which I should have done a long time ago. And it's hard. It really is pretty hard. And I'm generally regarded as a decent typist. So yeah, first point to take away, focus on accuracy, be prepared. Then, 36 words per minute in October, so I jumped from March to October. So I didn't really race much for these 2 months. Basically, well, not 2 months. I meant to say a few months, but I'm kind of tired. Basically, what I did is, between this and this, I did learn how to type a little bit more efficiently. I had done a lot of schoolwork at this point. This was in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. I don't know how old I was. I was like 11, maybe 12. I don't know. I'm not going to do that math right now. But yeah, I basically came back to Nitro Type. I had completely forgotten about it. By the way, this video is going to be pretty long. I'd completely forgot about it, and then I came back in October, and I'm like, you know what? This is a fun website, and I want to get good at typing. So here we are with an average of 36 words per minute. I did 231 races, so a fair bit more races, but still not super fast. It's about average. This is what most people can type at, about this to this. And then November, I had started to get more consistent, 560 races at 41 words per minute. So at the very beginning, you're going to notice you're going to be improving like a lot, as long as you have your accuracy under control and you're making sure that you're staying dedicated to the game and other games as well. As long as you stay dedicated and you stay focused, you will improve a lot at the beginning. As you can see, it will slow down as time goes on. Then December, improved a bit more. And then this was my first Christmas event and only Christmas event. Now they do Christmas seasons, but events were a lot more fun in my opinion. They were harder to complete. In fact, most people didn't complete the events. But yeah, that was something to keep in mind, was events were harder, but I really enjoyed them. Anyways, this was a pretty normal month. January, this is where I really started to get more serious about Nitro Type, which is kind of funny considering my race count went down, but I still did type faster. And then here you can kind of see it evening it out. So you can see the more races I did, the more I improved. So 53, and then 56, and we're going April, May, and then around here, I didn't really improve much. This is because summer break, and I didn't race very much at home, because this is before we had proper home internet. We just used mobile hotspots, and those had data limits, so we couldn't really race that much. And then went on vacation in July, and I was sick for the first day or two of it. So I raced on an iPad on the on-screen keyboard and did like a bunch of races at like 30 words per minute. So I got home typing like 70s-ish, as you can see by August, but I had to recover my average, which I just couldn't do. Then August, now we're getting faster, up to 70, and this is, I'm really starting to get serious about the game now, and then we have 73, 600, and then less races, but that's alright, and then we stay at 77, but we also didn't do very many races that month. So here's another point you can take away. The more races you do, generally the better, but if you if you just grind a bunch, you're not going to improve very much. You need to be doing enough racing to where you're not just working your hands into the ground. So here, now we're at 80. This is generally, 80 is about where I regard fast typists from average is. Like, really anything above 40 is fast, but if you can type 80 or faster, that's where I start to consider people faster. Kind of went up a little bit, and as you can see, here's another point you can take away. The faster you get, the harder it's going to be to improve. That's pretty much general in all forms of anything. Like, for instance, you get to the Olympics level, people aren't cutting seconds off their 100 meter anymore. They're cutting off hundredths of a second. So like, you might start at like 14 or 15 seconds, and then once you become a bit more experienced, it'll be more like 13 to 12 seconds. I run about a 13-second 100. And as you keep going, you'll take off less time because you're getting to the point where your body's limit. It's the same with typing. Your hands are going to plateau eventually. Eventually it's going to the point where your hands can literally not type any faster. Now I don't think there's really any typists that have truly plateaued. I think you can always work on accuracy. I think you can always work on bursting, and just, there's all sorts of techniques you can use to get faster. So I think you can always squeeze out a little bit more speed. It's very hard to hit your plateau. But yeah, you'll notice as you keep going, it will take longer to improve. So then we keep going, 80s, and we start seeing more races. This is the first month I had 1,000 races. This, I believe, was also, let's see, so I started in, there's May 19, 2019, okay, I wanted to see something real quick. But yeah, May was my first 1,000 race season, which I don't even remember how I did this many races because I didn't really have home internet. But I don't remember all my past, but yeah, first 1,000 race, and as you can see, we jumped from 90 to 94, which is a pretty significant jump once you start approaching the 90s. So then 97, another 1,000 races, another 1,000 races. Now we're getting really close. We went 97, 98, and then August 2020 is my first almost 2,000 race month, and 101 words per minute. So yes, as you can see, this is a goal a lot of people have. It's 100 words per minute average. So that takes me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 months. So almost 2 years of racing. Not 2 years of my account being in existence, 2 years of racing. So it takes a while. But again, I probably could have gotten in a little quicker than that if I had focused on accuracy, but I didn't, so that's a huge point. Then we're just, about here is, I believe, when I started my channel. I'm pretty sure this is about when I started my channel, and we're pretty consistently hitting 2,000s, now we're getting it down a little bit, and this is when my internet went out. October of 2020, really, it was at the end of October, so it was more like November 2020. I'm trying to remember, was it 2020 or 2021? No, it was 2020. These last few years have really blended together. But now we're starting to get into the better 100s. And as you can see, we're pretty consistently getting about 2,000 races. We're improving a lot. And then this is my first month of 130s. 130s is that's a bit of a benchmark or milestone for me. I don't know why. It's just something my brain has. It's the same with 140. Like, you'd think people would aim for 150s, which they do and they should. But like 130s and 140s are pretty big benchmarks. If you can get there, you're a pretty fast typist, especially if you get accuracy. Now we're still getting decent amount of races. Nothing insane, but oh well. And then this race in June, I think I went on vacation, I want to say. Typically when I go on vacation, it's less races because that's just how logic works. So I'm kind of slowing down, not improving as much, as you can see, just by 1 words per minute. We were doing a decent amount of racing too, so at first that was actually when I was starting to worry about my plateau. So then last year, getting close to the end of the year, I wanted to get a 140 average, and as you can see, I was able to do that by the end of December of 2021. That was my goal for 2021, was to get a 140 average. We managed to get it right at the end of the year. Again, if I had focused on accuracy, I would have done better. So then 142, 143, 144, 144. These 2 months, I had an internet outage that kind of spread. No, it started in April. Never mind. I don't know what was going on this month. I think I hit a bit of a slump. That happens sometimes too, especially when you get faster. You'll hit a slump where it's harder to improve. And now we're at 145. However, if we go to my daily average, I'm getting close to 150 averages for the day. And then this was about when we started. Yeah, so high 140s to 150 is about where I'm sitting now. So that's progress in terms of words per minute and accuracy. In terms of my account, that's kind of hard to track, but I would say I didn't really start getting serious about racing, as you could see, until pretty recently. I want to say October of 21. Yeah, that's the right year. That's when they added the dealerships and the dealerships to the shops, where I needed to start grinding for cash if I wanted to get it, and that was kind of the catalyst. Now I'm used to doing that many races. As you can see, I'm top 300 racer. My team is 78th. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We went down like 3 places, but that's all right. But yeah, I've really just done over 100 races a day since then. I used to do about 80 a day, and I thought that was quite a bit. But 100 races a day seems to be about at least what I want to get now. Now that it's summer, I'm doing more like 150 a day, 160 a day. It's not that hard. You just have to make sure you're not quitting racing. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the words per minute. I just say some general points to take away from my progress. And again, this video doesn't have much in terms of structure. It's just kind of a bit of a, I don't know if you call it a documentary or something, but just kind of tracking my progress over the years. And again, my account was formed in 2018, and we went from 20-ish words per minute, 21, to 145 monthly average. And I have a feeling I can get that up to probably about 146, 147 by the end of May. But the beginning of May, I didn't race because my internet was out. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen too often, but it does suck when it happens. So I've just recently had to kind of start really grinding to get my speed in. I've been having to do 150 races at almost 150 words per minute average, which is not easy on my hands. They don't hurt. If they start to hurt, I'm going to race less. That's something I should have said earlier in the videos. If you're having to push your hands to the point where they're hurting, no matter how many races that is, whether they hurt after 20 races, they may. And at first, your hands will probably be a little sore. If you competitively type, your hands are going to be sore. But if they don't stop being sore, that's a sign that maybe you should tone it down a little bit. Everybody's different. But yeah, it's taken me quite a long time. 4 years now, 2018 to 2022? It's like not 4.5, like 4 years. Wow, that was 4 years ago. That's pretty crazy. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you got something out of my advice. Generally, my advice, have good accuracy, please. Please stay consistent and take care of your hands. Don't be like some typists that grind too much and get carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel, I can never say that first try. But yeah, that's it for today's video. The giveaway will be ending on May 29th. And I know Mobile Typer's birthday is the 4th of June. I will make sure to send him a little present in terms of Nitro Type cash. But the giveaway still will be ending on May 29th. So Mobile Typer, if you're watching this, well, first of all, thank you for watching towards the end of the video. Second of all, I'm going to be keeping it on the 29th. That is it for today's video, finally. And I will see you all in the next one.